So in the video that I recently did, I went through and I discussed the different traits that I look for whenever I'm selecting artists to do a number of different projects. It's how I selected the guy who would eventually go on to do my logos and my social media banners, and a bunch of other like examples that were shown off in the previous video as well. So what I'm doing today is that I'm doing a part 2 to that previous video and applying the concepts that I discussed there, and I'm gonna commission artwork from an artist that I've never like worked with before. I have a design in my mind's eye, but I just want to see how someone executes it, and we're gonna see exactly how it turns up. If we follow the guidelines from the previous video, we should be just fine. So I did a little bit of research, and the artist that I have in mind is, forgive me if I mispronounce this dude's name wrong, but Ariz Atif? Ariz Atif? I'm pretty sure it's Atif. I'm pretty sure I'm definitely certain his last name's pronounced Atif. Hold on a sec.
Ariz Atif.
Okay, so we're 1 for 2. Ariz Atif. But basically, he's a artist in the Middle East. So Arslan Ash retweeted this artwork like last March, and I saw this and I was like, yo, I need some of this. And then I looked at his profile, and also he's very obviously a very big Tekken fan and a big fighting game fan. But look at the rest of these. Like this like 3D model style artwork is something that I have never worked with someone on. So I'm very curious. So what I'm gonna try and do is I'm gonna try and commission from this dude. So this guy fortunately has his Fiverr profile linked in his Twitter. 5.0 out of the 8 reviews that he's received. I'm liking that review ratio. Recent delivery 3 hours. Really? 3-hour turnaround time. That might actually be faster than when it took for me to get my logo. Let's go back to this entry and let's have a look at the different packages that you get. So the bronze package, you get 2 logo concepts in a JPEG and in PNG format with 3 revisions plus a 3D mockup. And that's for $5. The standard or silver package is double the price, and in exchange you get 3 ultra high quality logos, VIP support, vector files, which is good in terms of like working with the logo designs later on like other like promotional graphics. It makes things a lot easier for working with other artists. There's like promotional marketing material and like using it on websites and stuff. 3D mockup, 5 revisions. Okay, so you up the revisions. We actually have the 3D mockup thing included here. The gold package, 5 ultra high quality logos, VIP support, vector files plus source files, 3D mockup, and unlimited revisions. So unlimited revisions, that's a good thing. The value for what you're getting, in terms of like what you're getting back, it's a lot of like resources. I could probably start like another separate brand with all the stuff that he's giving to me, and he's only giving it to me for 15. That is a fraction of what I've paid for just the logo itself. So that's a very interesting proposition. So we'll see if he follows through with this and delivers the quality that we're looking for. Let's start with the premium package. So this is my first time doing anything on Fiverr, so let's just go with it as we go. I'm gonna keep like an active ongoing conversation going with Atif. I'm gonna see where discussions go from there. When we get any like significant updates or anything, I'm gonna record whenever those significant events happen. But until then, we're gonna see how this goes.
Many hours later.
Okay, so while I was doing the stream for Dragon Punch tonight, I got another message from Mr. Ariz, or Mr. Atif. What I initially thought was that I could pay for an extra concept by paying for the extra $5, but that's apparently not the... Wait, so he's saying extra stationary design means that he does another concept? Now, you bought an extra concept means you can choose 2 from 5 concepts at least. There's definitely a language barrier that we're trying to overcome here. Concept. This is the thing that confused me. I thought that concepts in this context would have meant in the initial drafts. So I would submit like 5 initial drafts, and then if I wanted more drafts, I would pay the extra $5, and then at the end of it, I would choose from one of those 6. But now it appears to be not the case. Extra stationary design means that he will do another concept. I bought an extra concept, which means I can choose from 2 or 5. So buying an extra concept doesn't mean I'll get another concept. So buying another concept doesn't mean that I get 6 concepts. Add an additional logo concept. So this could mean a couple of different things. First of all, what it could mean is that it could mean that I get another initial concept. What he is saying that it means is that you get to keep one of the other concepts of the original 5. So hypothetically, okay, this makes more sense. It makes now it makes sense why the extra concept is now 1 day, but the description is very vague. In order for me to get 6 initial concepts, I'd have to buy the stationery? That just seems weird. There's now an element of uncertainty about the things that I've purchased, which makes me feel some kind of way. That's putting it lightly. Because of the people that he's worked with and the positive reception he's received, I feel compelled to trust this guy.
2 days later.
Alright guys, it's been about 2 days, and with a couple of like minor discussions going on here and there, we now have 5 designs. I'm not sure which characters he designed yet. I haven't looked at any of these designs quite yet, but let's see what he has in store for us. Ooh, look at this. Look at this. This looks so dope. Okay, I think it should be actually design 3, but it's labeled as design 5. Dude, this looks so cool. It's so cute. All right, so it's got like my name here, and we gotta fix this space. We gotta fix this space real quick. That's gonna be my first little bit of feedback. I need to make sure that he doesn't include the space there. Because common misconception with my name, ShaolinPretzels, 1 word, not 2. But yeah, this looks kind of tight. I like this. Okay, let's see what the next design looks like. All right, so design 1. Ooh, yo, okay, not really. I don't know how I feel about the font. Like the font on this could be a little bit better, but yeah, I feel it. I'm feeling it. All right. Oh, that looks so cute. It looks so cute. So I think what he did was that he said that like the original like concept design that I submitted for Fairy. Let me see if I can find it. He said that like this original like ending windscreen pose was like a little bit too complex to kind of replicate. Well, with the whip kind of going all over the place. It's a really nice looking like effect though. He said that was a little bit difficult to replicate, so he went with something a little bit different. But I do like how he went with like the normal like Grand Blue Fantasy designs, like one of those little skins. Like this looks cute. I like it just because it looks cute. There's not a lot of things in my brand that just look cute, except for like my emotes. My emotes are low key the cutest thing in my brand. Thank you, Oscar and Mia. Follow them on Twitter. But I like this. I like this. It looks really cute. Design 3. Nice little innocent waifu. picture. Went with schoolgirl Makoto as opposed to Little Miss Queen. Font looks good. Font looks kind of cool. All right, not really much to say here. Just like, yeah, it looks alright. It looks alright. Last design. Ooh, okay. Yo. Okay, so this is the Smash Bros. Ultimate art for Avant Children, Cloud, and dude, I like this. I really like this. Yo, if I still played Smash, this would go on my Smash box like instantly. Like this would instantly go on my Smash box.
If I had one.
Yeah, so far stuff looks pretty good. I'm liking his work so far. I'd be interested to seeing how he creates the 3D mock-ups, because that's like the real draw of Mr. Atif's work. It's the 3D modeling that he'll do for it. But we're still missing one design, and that one design will decide the fate of everything else.
Later.
So it's actually later on in the night for me, probably a different day for Mr. Atif, but we got another update. So he made the changes that we recommended that he make. First of all, he fixed the name, which is good. Not sure where this tagline came from. The tagline's different, but the art looks good. It takes after this source image right here, touches it up a little bit, adds like a little bit of like a more, if you check this out, there's like a painter-ish feel to it. So now we're in the proper territory where we can actually decide on all of the designs. All right, so looking at all of these designs right here, these are all 6 of the concepts that we have received for this commission. I think I know which ones I want. Like I definitely think I know which ones I want.
Eventually.
All right, we are now 3 days into the graphic commission process, and today we have our final results. So Atif managed to get us all of the graphics, all the things that we could possibly need, all the things that we ordered 4 or 5 days ahead of this initial deadline. So I'm excited, and we're just gonna see what the results look like. All right, so you can already confirm we picked one of the poison designs. This was originally a design I was like not too in favor of, but it kind of grew on me over time, and I feel like I could really use this poison artwork, especially like even without like this like giant text box, which I could probably work around with the PSD file. I could see a lot of potential things coming from this design alone. Getting a look at this one, I have if there's one design of the ones we picked that I have pretty big plans for, this design's one of them. Like, trust me when I say this, you'll see this design again. So here's the last file. We picked the fairy design. So this, I feel like it turned out fairly solid. It looks cute. It's nice. I really like it. The 3D mock-up is still appears to be missing, and the social media kit is missing as well. So we're gonna have to look for those. I'm just gonna make sure that we get every single last ounce of value out of this deal.
The next day.
It's now the next day, and Atif got back to us. So the weird thing about this is that he didn't send us the social media kit and everything else because he didn't think that we would need it for what it is that we're doing. But whether or not he thinks that we would need it or not, we paid for it, so we should get it. I was a little bit off-put by that. So we have the designs right here, and I can go over them right now. This one looks pretty cool. Simple borders right on the side. That's a king banner, and then we got one here with One here with poison. I think the offset for the center is a little bit of an interesting decision. On Twitter, this would probably be a lot better suited if we had this over here on the right side of the screen as opposed to the left. Hang on a sec. The fairy banner is missing the L and S at the end of the tag. So the only things that are left are the 3D mock-ups. The golden gems. The things that made us say that we wanted to work with this artist. This is make or break. Let's check out, I want to see the king one first. I feel like the king one would look pretty cool. All right. Nice little design, looks stationary. Looks pretty good, And the poison one too, also fairly solid. And then there's the fairy mock-up. Okay. It seems like he has like multiple different options for the 3D kind of mock-up. Okay, so this again brings up a really good point. An artist who's really open to speaking up and saying what's on their mind. I asked about these two designs right here, this Arslan design and this design he uses on his like particular logo, and I was thinking like, hey, is there a possibility I could see what my logos would look like with these kind of backgrounds? And to which he responded, using backgrounds like this is like a lot more complex than just taking a previous established logo design and then just moving it over to like this like background format. And much like that, there are a considerable amount of dark colors kind of here and here, and I guess like these kind of like rich dark purples, which probably won't translate over too well to those different 3D model formats. So he picked the 3D mockup that he did, just knowing that it would be what would look best for our design. So that's good that he has like an actual reason and an explanation for that, and that actually makes me more happy that we know why he went with the backgrounds that he did. Okay, from the looks of it, order's restored, everything's good to go. I think this is where our services with Mr. Atif have come to a close. Overall, I'm satisfied. I wouldn't say very, very satisfied because there were a couple of snafus that we hit along the way, but overall, satisfied. It's likely that I will be interested in working with him again in the future. If I want access to his style of work, I believe he's a good person to go to. But going off of how he is as an artist, let's just run through real quick the 6 different points that were discussed in part 1. He was very easy to communicate with, it was a fairly effective communicator, always was willing to like discuss things, and gave it a little bit extra clarification whenever his initial offerings weren't quite enough. He openly said what was on his mind, corrected and offered professional feedback based off of his experiences, so he did that very solidly. He obviously knew what his specialty was, and he executed on that specialty to the utmost degree. Like when my man said that he was experienced and does a lot of stuff with logos, he does a lot of stuff specifically for logos. The social media banners look pretty solid, the mock-ups look good. I would be if I were to use any of those logos as like stinger animations, I would definitely look into his animation services, but I don't think this will be necessary for our current purposes right now. But that being said, Atif clearly has a specialization in logo design and animation, and I think he executes on those things to a very, very solid level. He values his work pretty highly. When I initially found his offers, he was charging $55 for the premium. Now he was charging roughly around $15. But some of the extra components that we're adding on as well, like the stationary component, where he'll do like easy graphics for like obviously letters, brochures, business cards, that sort of thing. The proper sizes and extra stuff for that's like an extra $25 on there. Obviously paying extra for additional concepts and for initial like final executed logos and everything else. He definitely knows how to price his work and place a monetary value on it in such a way that it's both honest to himself and also a bargain at the same time. Like if you were to just look at the premium offer, excluding the extras that I got, where you just get the 5 concepts and the 1 logo design and the 3D mock-up and the social media banners and everything. That's a considerable amount of artistic assets that you can work with. You can easily go out and start your business brand with just those things alone. So obviously the value that you get from Atif's work is definitely very high up there. Obviously him giving us unlimited revisions was definitely a huge factor in our success here. There were a lot, and I mean a lot of things that I asked for changes on, for me to see variations of, for me to see different versions of things, and having unlimited revisions allowed me to just like completely let no idea in my head be valued any less than another. Like I made sure that all of my ideas were executed to the extent that I wanted them to be executed on. So happy about that. Very happy about that. The thing about Atif is that there's really not much that I could find in regards to his portfolio, minus like the few like pinnacle pieces that he's found. But some of the work that he's done over time looks to be fairly solid and very professional. You don't really see much in the way of progression, but I do feel like with each design, there's something a little bit different. It's like a distinct like uniqueness to how each of his designs ultimately end up being executed. In terms of value 6, he seemed very humble, very like conscious of where his skill is at as an artist, as a graphic designer, but also he knows the things that he can do, that he can improve on, that he can always try and be a little bit better at. He was always fairly humble and professional about his mistakes where they were made, and was willing to apologize for those specific mistakes. I feel like those things all together make him a very solid artist, and I can definitely say that I am fairly happy to have worked with him. So yes, I would recommend that people go ahead, and even you guys as well, if you guys want to, if you like this guy's aesthetic and art style and some of the things that he's offering, feel free to go and hit him up. I'm gonna include a link to specifically this logo offering, and if you guys like what you saw in today's video and you also want a logo similar to the logo designs that I ended up with today, feel free to hit up Atif on Fiverr. Tell him ShaolinPretzels sent you. I'm fairly happy with how everything turned out. I plan on using a number of these designs, if not soon, in the coming future. At the very least, if you want to check out like a small little snippet of some of the work that Atif did for the glorious Salt Monastery, be sure to check out the art channel in the Salt Monastery Discord. You can just check out the link over here. So if you enjoyed part 2 to this artist commission process series, be sure to check out part 1 of this video. You want to see me do more logo commissions like this? Do you want me to commission some different graphics? Maybe if we can try and look on Fiverr or some Reddits or Twitter or somewhere else and see if we can find some people to make some arcade cigar work. I would totally be down to doing this whole process again and kind of walking you guys through it again. Maybe I can even do some portions of it on stream. If you guys would be interested in doing that, I would be totally down. Just let me know in the comments below. So as mentioned, I also stream over on Twitch. You can find my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/ShaolinPretzels. So if you want to check out some fighting games, a couple action games here and there, and maybe a fighting game tournament every now and then, be sure to head over to the ShaolinPretzels Twitch channel at twitch.tv/ShaolinPretzels, and yeah, be sure to check us out. So as always, I have been your master, ShaolinPretzels. And to my good monks and disciples out there, stay salty.